How does this sound to you? Lights, camera, action, Pope. There's about 36 Hollywood stars who will meet Pope Leo this weekend, including actors like Cate Blanchett, Chris Pine, Adam Scott. The Vatican has said that the Pope has, quote, has expressed his desire to deepen dialogue with the world of cinema, exploring the possibilities that artistic creativity offers to the mission of the Church and the promotion of human values. I mean, he's busy, the Church is busy, so is this a priority, or should it be a priority for the Church?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm with you. I mean, I went to film school, though my first degree was in screenwriting, and I'm a huge fan of film, but I don't like the idea of religion getting involved. To me, it's too close to propaganda, and I think there's all kinds of problems. I just even think about movies, like you think about 1988, Martin Scorsese made The Last Temptation of Christ. And I don't know if you remember, there was so much controversy around that because there's a scene where Jesus is sort of on the cross, and I believe he's imagining another life where he'd ended up with Mary Magdalene. There's a little bit of a spicy scene there. People were up in arms about that. If you imagine a scenario where the Catholic Church is involved with that, I see censorship. I see that. Not to mention a movie like Spotlight, which literally called out the Catholic Church.
That's so interesting.
So I think it's a bad idea.
I think that's a very interesting take. I didn't take this, though, as the Pope starting up a production company and making movies. I sort of took it as, like, him thinking about, you know, what his job is, and arguably his job could be, someone's already moaning, his job could be seen as helping the world see compassion. And I think movies or cinema is the easiest art form to do that. It's empathy generating. And the fact that 2 of his favorite movies that he cited are all about despair, grief, and making sense of loss, making sense of sorrow. And so I just viewed it as him being like, how can we use film to become more compassionate and to sort of evaluate all of this stuff about the human condition?
Like, doesn't it already do, like,
it already does, but I feel like the Pope
Like,
wants to understand how he can better harness this.
Yes. I don't think it's so much as like, how can he help the film industry, but I think
how can the film?
Yeah, no, right, exactly. I think of myself, I'm an outsider with this story. I'm not Catholic myself, of course, no disrespect, but for me, I kind of see these operating in cultural silos, like in my own life, in terms of these values and principles that the Pope is trying to usher into society. I sort of see him over there because he doesn't factor into my life as much. But with this overlap and sort of cross-pollination culturally and pop culturally, I think that it allows, one, for me to kind of someone like me to have him more in my life and in my mind space, but also it provides a different conduit for his messages and mission, which is supposed to be, you know, to unify and to promote these lessons of empathy.
Can I ask a quick question?
This is a maybe more productive
Well, just because you're a music buff, would you like the idea of the Catholic Church getting involved with music?
But I think it depends what you mean by getting involved. I think I don't see this, I don't see like, Taylor Swift calling him and being like, what do you think about this lyric? Or Martin Scorsese doing that.
Okay.
I see it more as this is one strategy or tactic that's among many of how can I unify or get as many people onto my message as possible. One, let's say, of unity or whatever it might be.
My take is this, as a Catholic, could the Pope just be jumping on the influencer bandwagon?
Oh, interesting.
He just wants to get some photos with actors?
I mean, I'm not going to say that Pope Leo is clout chasing, but I might say he seems like a very lovely man. Let's not forget, he is American. He's an American, so he understands Hollywood culture in maybe a way that Pope Francis didn't understand or Pope John Paul didn't understand. He understands the power of the movie, the film, the celebrity. So he's got 30 people there. I think Spike Lee is going. There's really interesting people. Yeah. Diverse perspectives that he's inviting there. So is this actually about influencing film, or is it about, like, I don't know if you did this, I watched Conclave at the time that we were choosing a new Pope.
Yeah.
You don't think that the Pope has watched Conclave? It can be very influential in bringing people back to understand or perhaps reintroduce the Church to people like me who've maybe strayed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the list is interesting, you know, Cate Blanchett, Dave Franco. I don't know if these are the people who are going to kind of usher in the new message, but I'm curious to see.
I'm curious as well.
We'll see. Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about it next week, so stay tuned, everybody. It's going to be a blast. Emily Hanscamp, you know, she's a producer on our team, so we see you every day, but it's nice to see you here with us today.